For personal trainer and fitness expert Kyle Essery, movement equals medicine. It's a platform that is used to ascend to limitless possibilities of excellence in the field of health and fitness. He joined me over the weekend to explain the concept in greater detail and his mission to ensure that his native community of Windsor-Essex is the healthiest it can be. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for reaching out. So if you're ready, Kyle, we'll welcome you to the program, and we're excited to learn all about the inroads and great impact you're making in the fitness world. So great to see you, and thanks so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Kyle, I know that you have a motto that you think movement equals medicine. So I'll start you off by explaining the short you get on this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. This is something that I've adapted through a lot of trainings I've taken, and just as an overall life philosophy that a lot of the benefits that we consider from medicine, as far as just health and wellness, or overall well-being, and what we seek to, feel better and have longevity in our life. A lot of things we can obtain in the habits that we have, right? In the habits of moving daily, of working our muscular system, our respiratory system, the way we breathe, the way we do things. And we know that moving has a lot of benefits, whether it's yoga practice or whether it's a resistance training, benefits of that for your skeletal system, the bone system, the muscular system, by stretching, the lymphatic benefits, directing blood flow, getting nutrients where they need to be. We understand that completely. It's all about creating awareness that, there's a lot of medicinal benefits that one could obtain by just being aware of the habits that we have each day, and aware of our proactive approach, or taking ownership of our overall health, taking awareness of our overall health, and right down from a physical level, right down to a psychological level, how we feel about ourselves and the habits that we keep, right? So if I don't, practice very much in the forms of, daily habits of a movement, or if I don't practice in ways, I might have a lower self-esteem or feeling about that. And so ultimately, how can we control the way we feel and produce our best version of ourselves, and optimally having our best health as well, right? So that's kind of in a nutshell some of the philosophy I carry towards that.
And I know you started recently a new initiative, Healthy Solutions. So do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, well, basically, I've been a health advocate for years, right? I'm working with different community groups, like the community housing, where I've worked with their youth, I've worked with their older population, and just trying to deliver a set of skills people could do, whether it's getting the kids out and helping them burn some steam and get active out in the playground, or out practicing other skills, whether it's teaching life skills to some of the seniors so they can have easier daily living. Recently I partnered with Youth Diversion, so I'm on their board of directors to allow them to get more programs that we can get youth connected with health professionals. So over the last few years, I've used Healthy Solutions as a platform for me to do different outreach in the community, different fundraisers. So we've partnered with mental health and worked on fundraising as an entity as Healthy Solutions. I've worked with summer camps where we're using 8-week programs to teach kids life skills and graduating through that program so they can feel good about the way they take a proactive approach for their health. And most recently worked with people who are in a setting that were coming off of addiction and working on ways to acclimate into society. They feel successful themselves. And I think building from the ground up through promoting health and wellness and ownership in our own health. And so that's kind of my business model, and as well using services we can bring to different entities like into the school board or into other settings. So teach these skills to as many people as we can.
And Kyle, I know that you're a community health leader here in Windsor-Essex. Kyle, so I'm just wondering your thoughts on where your passion for fitness comes from.
Well, I'm Windsor-Essex native. I grew up playing sports, and so always being active, and at times maybe even take it for granted that, you're able to participate and do all these things. And as I, I went to University of Windsor for kinesiology. So I am a movement specialist, if you will. And I've always had a passion for that. And when I graduated and I started getting into personal training field, and over the last 10 years, I've been a personal trainer. And that's where my passion just grew and grew. And to see that not everybody had that same experience, right? Where they were able to say, the exercise is something that they enjoyed or that they were able to take and feel good about or use as a way to balance, stresses or all kinds of things, right? And so over the last 10 years, I've been able to teach people how to experience it in a different way, how to make it more enjoyable, how to make it more functional. And I think, the best feeling I get is when I've taught a client to stretch or breathing drills or, certain things, and they're telling me they've gone home and they've taught it to their spouse or to their, family member. They're thinking of someone else in their life that they want to benefit from the skills that we've talked about. I've taught them. And ultimately that's a feeling that, it feels really good to know that there's that ripple effect ultimately that, I know that, if we could get more people to appreciate and make that connection that, by stretching, you're going to have less pain, by, different cardiovascular work and getting your heart rate up and maintaining that health, you're going to have less issues later in life. And so ultimately it's all about education, awareness, and promotion, right? And that's where I think you start at the grassroots.
And I'm just curious to know, you also have a great way of connecting with people and using the power of positivity to interact and train people. So can you tell me how the positive productivity model and positive mindset has helped you connect with the people you serve?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think in order to connect with people, you have to, find a way of understanding and being empathetic for sure, right? And I think that, like I said, trying to meet them at their level of where they're at, and identify, what types of things is someone saying to themselves? How do they take on a task that they've struggled with in the past, and how can you help them, be more successful? So I feel that, identifying what their basic at the base level, their programming and how they operate each day, and ultimately, trying to use skills like affirmations or like behavior change models, where you're identifying when you're going down that defeating loop and stopping yourself with that self-thought, say no, finding that gratitude, finding that bright side or whatever it's going to be that's going to help you, and even creating that environment. I know if I work hard today, I'm going to feel proud of my efforts later, right? And so ultimately, there's no getting around certain work, right? There's no getting around changing habits. There's no ways of, making it different. But how can you help people feel in a way that helps them successful, helps them, a positive spin? Sure, of course, at times you have to. But even with everything going on right now, I think if we continue to work on how we meet the world, meet the environment each day, and we can absorb that. We have some buffer. It's not like when we meet stress, we're gonna, go off the handle. It's we're able to, and that comes in resilience and in breathing and in how you regulate your nervous system, how you feel your body, how you sleep, how, so many things will help you, in a mental, physical, emotional way to deal with life stresses and other things. But again, I think self-talk, building up people from their programming, and helping people be aware is ultimately huge in creating a healthier people, better mental health all around for everybody.
Kyle, we're living in interesting times with the coronavirus. So my next question to you is, I'm wondering if you could provide some helpful hints for people that may be confined at home or getting out less because of the coronavirus, and how they stay healthy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, um, I think we've heard about, that COVID-15 or other things. People are tending to put on a little bit of weight, or they're not being as active. Um, I think it's all about building awareness, right, of what you do each day. I know there's no getting around the fact that if you're not necessarily getting out as much, there's other temptations, things like that. The food that is in your fridge, or other things. Build up your base understanding so you don't going in blind, and then blaming other factors. The best thing is to educate yourself and start to be more an aware consumer of what you're putting in your body. When it comes to being active, again, the movement is medicine, and the movement, it doesn't have to be an intense program. It ultimately can be anything that you're capable to do. So it's about meeting yourself at the level that you're at. If you haven't been exercising, maybe just being a little more active around the house. If you have been doing that and learning, and there's so much at our fingertips with the internet out there, so much great information. So dissecting what's out there to figure out, what is it that I can do? Do I see myself doing this? Does it look enjoyable? Because anything we try to do, ultimately, it shouldn't be like punishment, right? This is your body. You got to own your body. You got to do something that your body likes. You got to find a way to manage your body, because again, exercising, taking care of yourself, choosing a nutrition plan that works for you, not a diet that has a term to it that we all label as being something that's bad, right? And when you have to diet. So ultimately, it's all about just being aware of what healthy habits we do have, what habits we have that might be ultimately not beneficial for our well-being long term, things like that, and starting to curb and find solutions in that sense, right? Replacing things in your recipes, understanding, giving yourself a cap of how many calories you want to maybe eat in a day, understanding what's healthy for you, all of those types of things.
Yeah, my final question for you, Kyle, is from a personal and professional standpoint, what do you hope your biggest impact is on the fitness industry as a whole?
Well, I think that any coach would want to have a legacy of being a coach who's helped and changed a lot of lives. I think that that's something I want for myself. I would love to inspire people, like I said, to want to help change other people's lives through the skills, through some of the influence, and through some of the philosophy I've shared with them, almost inspire others. Um, and as well, I think I want to continue to help change experiences for people who are trying to be more healthy, and not take the labels off of all that work and all that challenge and all the the aspects that are negative, and focus on, well, what are the rewards I'm going to get, and how can I guess honor my body in the best ways, so that again, we're always creating our feeling. So if you want to feel good, you probably should think of what are the good things I can do in order to feel good about that. And so ultimately, it is a play on our own psychology to make sure that you're continuing to educate and grow and be a better version of yourself. So the more lives I can impact, the more people I can try to inspire to be better coaches. To coach coaches on how to be better coaches, to get more kids active at a young age, and kind of curb what we feel is a problematic era that people are more sedentary, they're eating out or doing other things that aren't necessarily benefiting their health long term. And ultimately, we know the repercussion of that is going to be earlier death or less satisfaction in life. And again, I see a big problem with this. So we're trying to change lives, create awareness, and that's my mission is to do so.
And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that, Kyle?
So I have a Facebook page. It's at KJ Essery, KJ KJESSERY. That's at Facebook /KJESSERY, or on Instagram too as well at KJESSERY. I take all questions and information through those 2 points of contact right now. My email is essryk@gmail.com as well. I reply to that as well. And currently just trying to continue to be in community. So you should be able to catch me, over the next few months, continuing to advocate, be a part of different fundraisers, anything that Windsor-Essex County will be doing. Check us out in November. We got the Garage Gyms putting together a cancer society, huge fundraiser. They did one last year, so there'll be more things to come in November. I think from there.
Fantastic, Kyle. I want to take a few minutes to thank you for joining me this afternoon to share best fitness practices and all the great work you're doing to make Windsor and Essex a more healthier community. Always great to see you, and thanks for being here this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kevin, for having me.